Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is JGod. In today's video we're going to be talking about the Volk and giving you the best class setup for this weapon after the DLC 4 update, which introduced the Commando Division. This is directly pulled from my top 10 class setups video I did a little while back, and the reason why I wanted to put out a video like this because you want to play with this specific weapon a very certain way to make sure that you maximize your kills and minimize your deaths. So let's go ahead and take a look at that class setup. So right here you can see I'm using the Commando Division with Blitzkrieg and Escalation. The variant I am using is the WW2, and I'm using extended mags, advanced rifling, and I'm using high caliber. This thing absolutely shreds with that high caliber. If you get the headshot just right, you will be putting people down so quick. Recently, I've been a big fan of synergizing the Commando Division with Ordnance and Escalation. So I do have a little bit of that going on. In the background, you can see that I'm getting my paratroopers, getting a ball turret gunner, all that type of stuff. But for this actual gameplay, since I was playing Gridiron, I decided to switch it up and put Blitzkrieg in. So you can really swap those out. It's just a matter of preference. So hopefully you're enjoying the video so far and you enjoy the rest of the tips and different points I do make within the gameplay. If you do, remember to hit that like button. I do have a goal in this video of about 350 likes. So if you can help me get there, be very appreciative of that. And if you're brand new to the channel, I typically do Call of Duty news, in-game updates, best class setups, subscriber breakdowns, as well as how to improve videos. If any of that sounds interesting, make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on. As I transition to the second half of this video, typically I do a gameplay breakdown where I kind of take you through my thought process as I use that class setup that I showed you in the beginning, so that hopefully you have a how to use the class setup along with what the specific class setup is. Since I did start off with the wrong weapon, I'm just going to skip ahead to where the Volk gameplay actually starts. So with this weapon, I know that it excels at medium to medium long range. In close range, it's not great at the hip fire. So you got to get a few lucky shots or ADS anytime you get to those close quarters. When this gun first came out, it was just a little bit overpowered. So to nerf it, what they did is they reduced the range and they affected the recoil. Personally, I think the recoil is still perfectly manageable, and that advanced rifling took up that spot instead of rapid fire or whatever other attachment. What's funny is the timer on the actual Escalation's a little bit shorter than the Commando one. So I was able to get that extra experience or extra score from actually getting that double kill, but I didn't get that instant reload, so I needed to reheal. So keep that in mind. A lot of times you can still be stacking ammo from getting these double, triple kills, quad feeds, all that type of stuff, but you're not necessarily going to get that automatic reload unless it's within a certain window. You can see I'm pre-aiming in the middle of the map. I have a good idea where people are, but that artillery is going off, so that's throwing off a little bit of my map awareness because there's so much loud noises. The screen shakes just a little bit, and then I end up getting killed by this guy coming right around the corner. Didn't really get a chance to pre-aim him. The middle's all wide open, and from my general experience, the artillery is probably one of the worst streaks in the game. It's great for ending a match if people are trying to get on an objective, but other than that, it just kind of makes it really hard to land your shots. It's very distracting and ends up having a lot of issues. I'm shooting these guys here. I just can't tell where the guy is, so I kind of reposition. End up the guy was running through the smoke. End up getting him in the back. He was still able to score. So now we're up 10-9, and I just got to reposition and try and gain a little bit of map control. Push forward. I'm coming around this left side. It's kind of empty. I do see a teammate further up. So now I'm just kind of positioning and see which way I got to go. And then I go ahead and get that little headshot there. I don't end up killing the guy with the headshot, but I'm able to melt that guy so dang fast. It's just ridiculous. I'm going to come around here. I know that I got a good little flank. Take out the first guy. The other guy didn't even acknowledge that I was there. I don't know if he's just blind or couldn't pay attention there. My teammate is pushing up. Ideally, we want somebody on the right side and the middle so that when we can actually control this side, we can actually get a lot of push and it forces the spawns out to the left side, or vice versa. You want the middle and the left, and it'll push the enemies out to the right side, so you get a free run for your teammates. Right here I can see my teammates in an engagement there. I see that they're holding down that right side, so now we got that push that I was just talking about, and it ends up leading to a score. Imagine that, right? Obviously what I'm talking about makes sense. When somebody was on this right side, somebody was in mid, the teammate pushed through, easy little score there. Sometimes the downside in fighting for that map control is a teammate ends to sit inside the enemy spawn. So you can see right now that teammate is sitting in the back of the spawn with mountain on. We'll see him as we come around. That's why this middle spot and the other side of the map is so empty, because the guy is sitting in their spawn, which is forcing their spawn closer to the middle of the map, which makes it easier for them to gain map control. So obviously in an objective game mode like this, or capture the flag where the spawn zone typically flip, the enemy team will have a better advantage if you are sitting in their spawn. It sounds kind of counterintuitive, but it always works out that way, where literally enemies are all mid-map, and once they killed them in the back of their spawn, now they're predictable again. I have a good idea where they're coming from. On a decent streak with the Volk, deciding whether or not I want to call on some streaks. Because obviously once you get to that hot zone where you're like, okay, I got to set paratroopers, get a ball turret gunner, Nah, I'll just go for the experience at this point. I dropped the V2 on every map with pretty much every weapon. So it's not really about that in these gameplays. I don't need to go flawless and drop a V2. I'd rather choose a gameplay where I can actually point out some critical things like I was talking about the spawns there. Just a quick reminder, if you're enjoying the video so far, remember to hit that like button. If you're brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell to make sure you got those notifications on. So for this second half, I already know that I'm 3 kills off paratroopers. Our team is kind of controlling the map. I don't know how I didn't kill that guy there. That ball gave him so much shield, or I was just missing shots. But what ends up happening inevitably is every time I get my streaks, that's paratroopers, the bombing run, or the fire bombing run, or whatever the case is, and a ball turret gunner, pretty much the map's over. It's guaranteed almost win as long as your teammates are pushing the ball. In this particular case, teammates are pushing the ball. They do fight for map control on occasion. This guy's actually coming around through the window, which was kind of an odd choice because then we're 3 of us right there. It's kind of a bad move. So right here, I'm just playing smart. I know I'm close enough to my streaks, and I decide when I want to make my move. I am going to push to this left side because I did see a teammate went that way, and I know there is a little bit of that map progress. But the problem, again, ends up being that you can see my teammate is literally in their spawn. Just like they were in the first half, they're going to actually force the spawns to either be in the room right next to me or on the opposite end by the little bunker side where they can walk underneath. Luckily, they did die, so it didn't end up having a negative effect on us. And the negative effect I'm talking about is them getting an odd spawn, working their way through the map to shoot you in the back. Because of their spawn location, it made it a little bit unpredictable, and any kind of unpredictability ends up ruining matches. So keep that in mind. If you want to push the enemy spawn, there's a right way to do it, and there's definitely a wrong way to do it. Right here, you can see I don't push too deep into the enemy spawn because I want to make sure I have pretty good control. Right here ends up being a very sketchy situation. You can see the artillery right there, and then I'm kind of rotating. They were all at middle of the map. How do they get to the middle of the map other than people rotating in the wrong spots? If someone's in the room in the window, if I'm located on this left edge, if I'm located on the right side, and we got that full front force, they're not going to be able to spawn behind us. They'll spawn literally just in front of us, and we'll be able to decimate them the right way. Almost a spawn trap, but the objective is built in that way. I know the round's about to end. My teammates are super aggressive. I end up going ahead and retreating to a different spot because I want to make sure I get that little safe, easy kill. Paratroopers are going off, getting multiple streaks with the gun. You can see the feeds. Got a nice little bombing run there with the carpet bomb. That thing actually destroys on the right map. You get lucky. I shoot the guy right out of the sky, get the other kill there, and then pretty much they're starting to leave the match. And usually when that happens, the team decides to score the ball as quick as they can. So I jump in my ball turret, get as many of those unstoppable medals as I can. Since each one is worth 1,000 score, I definitely want to level up as fast as possible, so I make sure I stack on that score. Obviously, with the Commando Division, I'm getting this bonus score as well for each of those kills. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy the video. That is going to about wrap it up. I would love to know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Are you a fan of the Volk, or do you prefer the STG? Because they're very similar, but for whatever reason, I'm more leaning towards the Volk 9 times out of 10. If you did enjoy the video, remember to hit that like button. And if you're brand new to the channel, still watching at this point, hit the subscribe button, turn those notifications on. We'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a great day.